live breaking news coming in at the moment. So this is related to the blast at Bengaluru's Rameshwaram Cafe. We have, of course, more details coming in at the moment, details that no other channel has. So there has been a small explosion at Rameshwaram Cafe. As I was telling you, viewers, this is in Bengaluru near the HAL. Now, the exact cause of the explosion, though, is yet to be ascertained. But as per sources, at least 4 people have been injured. So that's the latest coming in as far as the explosion inside Rameshwaram Cafe is concerned. Details a little sketchy at the moment. We are still trying to piece all the information. But 4 people have been injured in this explosion. It's a very popular cafe for anyone who has lived in Bangalore or lives in Bangalore or is acquainted with the area. The Rameshwaram Cafe generally, always bustles with a lot of people. You see younger crowds there. 4 people injured. That's the latest news coming in at the moment. We have, of course, visuals also, which you can see on your screen of the aftermath of that explosion. Now, as far as the cafe and the explosion is concerned, Deepak is joining us on the phone line at the moment. Deepak, of course, news coming in of a blast at Bengaluru's Rameshwaram Cafe. 4 people injured. What more do we know at the moment? We can see cops are already present in the area.
Yes. Now, just for the clarity of our viewers, especially from Bengaluru and different parts of the country, of course, who are aware of the geography of the city. This is near the IT side of the city. This is a new branch of this popular cafe that was opened recently. This is in the Brookfield area. There is another one, of course, in Indiranagar. We've just confirmed that the blast is not at that location, but at the Brookfield location. It has happened a while ago. What exactly led to this blast is something that the police are ascertaining. There are the teams from the fire department. There's also the police, and the entire area has been cordoned off to ensure that there is no movement of vehicles at this point in time. And they are at this point in time not wanting to speculate, but they are at this looking at all the evidence that they can gather to ascertain what led to this explosion. There are a few people who've been injured and some serious injuries as well, and they've all been shifted to nearby hospitals at this point in time. They are getting the treatment, and right now it is up to the police, of course, to gather information from the people there who they could question at this juncture. Apart from that, the staff of the hotel and also any passers-by, and if there is, of course, CCTV that is still available, that is also going to come in handy to really determine what was this explosion. And after that, we're expecting a detailed statement to come in from the Deputy Commissioner of Whitefield, who's also at the spot. And right now, we've been told that the people who've been injured, the priority has been to shift them to the nearby hospitals, and that has been done at this point in time using multiple ambulances as well.
Right, and Deepak, anything you're picking up from your sources, or is it a little early in the day about the nature of the explosion? Is the police suspecting any foul play? How did this explosion happen? Any details at all pouring in regarding the same?
Well, like I just mentioned, that will be the focus of the investigation, of course, to determine what exactly led to the explosion. Questioning the people at the cafe, the staff, reviewing of the CCTV, all of this is right now underway to really determine what exactly led to this explosion. It will be premature to jump to conclusions at this point in time, but the police are doing their bit, is what I'm learning from some of the officers that I spoke to.
Right, and for our pan-India audiences, Deepak, bring in some context. Where exactly is this cafe located? You said it's on the IT side of the city, a posh cafe in an upscale locality. Help us understand the geography of the area as well.
Well, yes, the place goes by the name Rameshwaram Cafe, but it is an eatery. Serves South Indian food predominantly, which became extremely popular with its first branch that was opened in another part of the city. And this is a new branch that has been opened in the Whitefield area. The exact location is around Brookfield. And this is where the explosion has taken place. And since I did mention they, of course, do serve, vegetarian meals and various other items, there are a lot of people who are also there during lunchtime. And that's the reason, there are concerns about the number of people who are injured at this point. And the police and the fire department officials have managed to really sanitize the area is what I'm also picking up.
Right, you said the area is being sanitized, it's been cordoned off. What more at the moment, what's happening? Cops present at the blast site. If you could just describe also the visuals coming in, help us understand what's really happening on the ground at the moment.
Well, in a matter of a few minutes, we'll be bringing live pictures to our viewers. I'm just about to reach that particular location, but from the visuals that I've gathered from our sources now, we can see that entire area around, the Rameshwaram Cafe that has been, cordoned off. They have put those barricades and they've cordoned it off, and right now the investigation is going on.
All right, so the area has been cordoned off, and what about the ones who are injured? How many people injured? You said about 4 people. Any more details pouring in on their condition, if there are, or is there a possibility which is being looked into of perhaps more people being injured? What on that front?
Well, about 6 to 7 people as of now is what we are picking up. But of course, we'll get an exact number based on, inputs from the police and also the locals nearby, and we are waiting for that particular information.
Right, and what next for the police, Deepak? I'm sure, ascertaining the nature of the blast, etc., is something which the police would be looking at, but also who all will they be questioning? Have they already started speaking to the staff of the hotel, eyewitnesses? Anything on that front are you picking up?
Well, yes, like I mentioned, the priority right now would be to determine, first priority was to ensure that injured were treated. The priority now is to determine what exactly led to the blast. And for that, there are multiple ways through which they're doing it. They're doing it through questioning of some of the people who are there. There are also CCTV cameras in this cafe, but due to the explosion, whether there has been any sort of damage is something that we'll have to ascertain. But the DVR could possibly contain some of the footages that would probably give clarity. There is also, of course, another perspective that there are other establishments nearby. So they will, of course, look at that as well. So all possible means to determine what exactly happened is being looked into by the police.
Right, and any idea what's the extent of the damage? Is it just in this particular, the Rameshwaram Cafe, which you're speaking of, or any other, eateries or cafes nearby?
No, the damage is almost limited to this cafe in itself.
Okay.
And the people who are there at this point in time are the ones who face, injured.
Right. And what about the explosion, Deepak? Any information on that? How did the explosion take place? It's a blast is what we know. Was it an outside object, or did the blast take place inside in this cafe? Any more details pouring in at the moment? Again, I understand it's a bit early in the day, and we'd, of course, like to refrain from speculations.
Well, probably, once again, to tell our viewers, in a matter of about, to be precise, in about 5 to 6 minutes, I will be at that particular location bringing our viewers live pictures. And probably we will be able to give them a better perspective on what exactly has happened. But right now, from the pictures that I have got, it seems like injuries have been to the people who are inside the cafe, that there is a little bit of smoke around that place. There is also, a little bit of, damage to some of the items that were inside, including the cutlery, including the tables, as well inside the cafe. So all of this, of course, is something that the police will be looking at. Probably we'll have the FSL teams to come in very soon.
Yes.
To look into all the other aspects of the explosion.
Right. So that's another piece of information you're giving us, the FSL team to come in soon, Deepak. But, we have some breaking news coming in, and we're also reflecting it on our screens. The cops initially suspected that there was a possibility of a cylinder blast, and that's something they have ruled out now.
Well, at this point in time, like we mentioned, we are still awaiting an official word. So speculation would be, probably not the best way forward in a situation like this. So to bring a very clear perspective to our viewers, we will be at the spot in the next 3 to 4 minutes. And that's when we'll be able to speak to some of the senior officials who are already at the spot, who would be able to throw more light.
Okay, Deepak, apologies, I'm interrupting you. Neha has also joined us on the phone line. I believe she's brought in this piece of information for us. Neha, over to you. What is it that you are picking up from your sources in the police? Cops are now ruling out a cylinder blast, is it?
Well, that's right. In fact, we just managed to speak with the inspector there of the HAL police station limits, who said that, while initially, when the blast took place at about 12:56, they were suspecting it to be a cylinder blast. However, now, as of course time has passed and as they started to probe it, they have in fact ruled out a cylinder blast, and they're looking at the other causes of, this possible explosion over here. They're going on to ascertain it. Of course, like Deepak was mentioning earlier, the FSL teams would be brought in to shortly to ascertain, what exactly led to this blast. But of course, one thing that we do know is that the inspector, they're going on to rule out that, this was a cylinder blast.